to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Outlands. This is a regular NES Zelda hack, and it's really hard compared to the original, which is nice. It's like the sequel that should have happened. I wasn't a big fan of the second Zelda game, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let's start off with no sword, and you don't get a sword until you actually go into the first dungeon, but there's some stuff I want to do first, because I don't know. I don't like to backtrack and stuff. Some of the stuff you get outside the dungeon we're going to need anyway. Won't be over here until level 3. And you pretty much make purchasing bombs completely obsolete before the second dungeon. I actually did record my first playthrough of this game, but I had to reformat my computer after some virus issues. Anyway, let me go around here. Ow. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of backtracking, so if at all possible, I'll just die. Later in the game, that won't be happening as often, simply because they have too many hearts and take less damage and other stuff. Enemies they're just completely outclass you right now at this point in the game. You can get bombs from the blue Octoroks just from this, but those aren't very reliable. It's all luck-based drops, you know. So, we got the candle before we went anywhere, or even have a sword. I don't know. You can't even finish the first dungeon until you get to like level 3 or 4, I forget. There's the magic boomerang that we can't get yet. Yeah. It's funny how much of the game is unlocked by the ocarina. Run for it, Link. You don't have to die yet. We're almost there. And more secret rubies. Just what we need. And we die. So, back to the clearing. That was just a little preview into the next area. So, this is the clearing, and that's an Octorok, and more stuff. There's a bomb shop here, and back to this shop to get that boomerang. Now, I have enough rubies for this boomerang and the bombs in the shop over there. I'll just show you real quick. But like I said, the bomb shops are pretty obsolete in this one, simply because in the first dungeon there's preset bomb locations that you need to beat the dungeon. And then before the second dungeon, before we even get there, there'll be a free bomb refill location shop thing. And this is the fairy location, just south of the first level. It's important because you can warp there with your ocarina, and I take a lot of damage, so as demonstrated. Going into the first dungeon, swordless. Probably need my boomerang here. They switched up the Keys and the Peahats a little bit. I mean, Peahats still act like Peahats, except for you can hurt them while they move, and Keys are the opposite. You can only hit them while they're standing still, but they act like keys still, which is kind of cool. They did some interesting things with this hack, like, you see an enemy that you expect to be hard. Oh look, it's Zelda. Alright, well that was a short game. We saved the princess already. Go us. No, that's not the goal of the game. We're here to stop the Thunderbird. But, anyway. So, they made some of the tougher enemies weaker, and the weaker enemies tougher, and the toughest enemies tougher, which just, you know, everything's basically the same difficulty. Can any of these move? I forget. That doesn't matter. There's tons of secrets in this game. We'll try to find some of them. If anybody sees this, would point out something I missed, I don't mind backtracking for that. But, ow. Ah, I hate that sound. Alright, hold on a second, guys. And we're back. Yeah, so, these, dark fairies, they're dark and fairy-y. Yeah. They're the bombs I was talking about. Yeah, pretty much you won't need to get bombs outside of the levels, simply because you only really need them in the levels, and I cannot hit these things for the life of me. You don't really need them outside the levels, and when you do need them in the levels, they're pretty much provided for you. Additionally, you get free bombs, and if I can remember exactly where that spot is, I'll find it. I might have to do some off-screen wandering around. I won't be farming for rubies or anything, though. For the most part, you get every ruby you need from secrets hidden everywhere. And what you don't get from those, you get from all the ridiculous number of enemies they put in a screen. Ridiculous numbers, like, it lags a lot sometimes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there we go. That is too many enemies, for the record. Don't hit me, please. Alright. No. Bad, what was that? Okay. Ah, that's better. So, the fairy compass shows you where the fairy is located, and that's what we're going after instead of pieces of the Triforce, because they were all captured, all the fairies were, and we're saving them. Now, they did some pretty ridiculous things, like, in the first dungeon you get 2 treasures, the sword and the little stepladder, except for you can't get the stepladder until much later in the game for some reason, and they do not put the heart piece near the fairy. Well, they do, but if you go the wrong way the first time and pick up the fairy, you have to backtrack through the whole dungeon in order to get the heart piece. I don't like that. Moving right along then. We already cleared this room, except for they're here again because I had to come back. Doesn't matter. And this room, more enemies. I think there's you get something for clearing this room. Nothing important. Maybe bombs or rubies or something. Other than the dark fairies, which are new, I think. Yeah, those are new. And the switching of the AIs and color palettes and nonsense like that. There's actually unique enemies in this game. Things that... there's no secrets here. What am I doing? Well, these things replace the snakes, basically. And so that made this room really easy. Alright, give me those rubies. Give me. Instead of, the masters, we got these cages that will capture you and bring you to the start of the level instead of the hands grabbing you. And let's just get them all stacked up so we can kill them at once. And we need to kill all of those. If one of them goes back into the wall, you have to leave and come back, and it's a pain, so it's best to just kill them all at once. And then you've got these things take more hits than I remember them taking. Tell you what, and I might die again. I guess not. Well, I got the key, and here's one of the other new enemies. It's 4 Wizzrobes around this magical orb thing, and they're invincible unless you play the ocarina. And then they disappear, and you just kill the orb thing, I guess. We'll have to come back to pretty much the first 3 dungeons, I think, after we get the ocarina to take care of things, like, in order to get the stepladder. And then there's another one of those Wizzrobe Quartets, and I hate this room a lot. Move it, let me out of here. Alright, so we've got Doganos, and we're gonna blow them up. Once you get the Ocarina, not only can you kill the Wizzrobes, but it allows you to get the Stepladder, which allows you to get, you know, untold treasures. And we're gonna go down here, fight a bunch of Peahats, get us a heart container. One left, of course. Of course, there's one left. And our 4th heart container. Oh, we're doing alright for ourselves. Full on bomb, 68 rubies, 4 hearts already. Link, don't look up her skirt. Come on. That's not cool. That's not cool. Well, let's see. There's some more secret stuff to get, like a ton of secret stuff, and we'll be making our way over to level 2. I'll probably meet you guys at the Fairy Fountain, which is just south of here.